This is the Sony a7 III paired with the Sony 24-105 f4 lens. So this is a really great combo. The Sony a7 itself is an absolute powerhouse of a camera. It does pretty much everything you could want it to, and start pairing it with this lens is a really good starting point. And indeed, when I got my first a7 III, it was with this lens combo. There is no one lens that does everything, but this is as close as you're going to get, really. So it's got a really good and useful focal length from 24mm, which is obviously wide angle, all the way up to 105mm, which is, you know, punching in a little bit. So as I said, there's no one lens that's going to do everything. It doesn't go into sort of extreme telephoto, nor is it ultra wide, but it covers all bases in between. So it's really useful for you know, landscape photography. It's going to get wide enough to capture big scenes, as well as give you a little bit of zoom if you want to focus on any particular point of interest. It's going to cover most of the sort of focal range you're going to need for you know, people photography. It's probably not got any sort of telephoto capability if you're actually specifically looking to do animal or wildlife photography, but you know, you're going to need quite a specialist lens for that kind of thing. So it's a really good combo. If you are just getting into mirrorless cameras, obviously you may have decided already you want a Sony a7 III, which is a fantastic choice, and you're wondering what lens to get. You're not going to go wrong with this. It's really versatile. And then obviously, as your photography journey continues, you might consider getting some other lenses that are a bit more specialist, such as your ultra wide, or maybe the telephoto, as you know, again, as you figure out what kind of photography interests you more. The a7 III itself, yeah, it's a wonderful camera. It's really great for photos, and it's also really great for movies as well. It does up to 4K video, can do up to 4 times slow motion. It's got a really wide range of settings and customizations. It's really going to cover almost any situation. We'll take a quick look. Just at the a7 III itself, as you would expect with any camera of this, we've got multiple modes: full auto, full manual, some customizable modes, as well as movie modes, S&Q, shutter, aperture, priority, and so on. It's got 3 customizable buttons, but actually in addition you can go into the menus and you can pretty much change the configuration of the buttons as much as you want. You've got the standard shutter button. I've actually reconfigured mine so it's got what they call back button focus. If you don't know what that is, go and look it up. Once you've got that, you'll never look back. And then it's got some simple menus you can access just by looking at the wheels. So you can change your drive settings, so if you want to do burst photography or some time delay photography, change the ISO settings quickly, and with the wheels you can change shutter speed and aperture speed really, you know, really fast on the fly, change the display modes, so on and so forth. But then if you enter the full menu, you can, as I say, there are pages and pages of this thing. It takes a while to figure out, but yeah, everything you could possibly want to change on this camera you can, and as I said, you can reassign buttons. One little menu I forgot to show you, just a quick menu there, and you can, that's like the most fundamental settings: your focus mode, your drive mode, your white balance, and all that kind of stuff. You can all access quickly through that one menu there, the function menu. So that's really useful. Any limitations with this? Whilst the autofocus is really good, it's maybe is limited when it comes to sort of wildlife. It doesn't have, the camera has human eye tracking, but doesn't have animal eye tracking. So I found in the field, it's not brilliant for wildlife photography or fast moving subjects, but apart from that, the autofocus is really good. When it comes to just people and kind of standard situations, it's absolutely fine. The lens here, you can see here, it's got a nice, quite a sticky, but by no means difficult to operate zoom. There's the manual focus there, the lens if you need it, and some fairly sort of standard buttons really. Switch between auto and manual focus, optical steady shot, obviously that's pretty handy for most situations. Remember, if you are maybe doing tripod based stuff, turn it off, otherwise this may start working against you. A customizable button here. Limitations of the lens, it does only go down to f4, so considering the range of focal length you get for it, for its price point, you can't really ask too much more. You're going to have to get a much more specialist lens if you want something like f2.8 or so on and so forth. So not much to be said against it. It really is a great package, and if you're just getting started with mirrorless photography, this really is a fantastic choice. So good luck.